Well, this is it. Now it is time to finally review, on one of the most underrated movies of 2013, The Smurfs 2. Honestly, guys, I've actually been wanting to review on this movie for ages and ages now. But now, I'm finally doing it. I'm finally doing it. After so long, after waiting ages, I can finally do a review on Smurfs 2. Let's get to the plot. Now, basically what the plot is, it takes place after the first movie's left off. The Smurfs are just living their lives. Patrick and Grace and have a son called Blue. It was his birthday. They take a vacation and a holiday. In the UK we call it holiday, and in the US call it vacation. But they go on vacation to France, and then Patrick has a stepfather called Victor, and he's not really getting along. He doesn't really get along with him that well. But then Gargamel's in France, and he creates two new characters called Vixie and Haggis. And Vixie goes back and goes to the Smurfs world and takes kidnaps Smurf, and the Smurfs try to if Smurfette's birthday, and the Smurfs pretend that they've forgotten, and Smurfette feels very alone on her birthday. Then Vexy kidnaps her, and then it's up to Papa Smurf to go try and save Smurfette. But this time in France, they reunite Patrick and Grace, and they try and go out and save Smurfette, and that's what basically from Gargamel, and that's what basically what the plot is. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, this movie is super underrated, guys. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I actually like this movie. That's why I actually enjoyed this movie. Now, granted, I did give this movie another rewatch last year. See if my opinion changes. See if I start hating this movie. But honestly, give this movie another rewatch last year. I gotta say, my opinion still stayed the same. I still like this movie. Now, I know a lot of people hate this movie. A lot of people despise this movie with a burning passion. But honestly, I actually enjoyed this movie. It's actually one of the most underrated movies of 2013. Which honestly, I actually don't get why people hated this movie. Seriously. I really don't get why people hated this movie. Honestly, I enjoyed this movie a lot. Which, yeah. So, yeah, honestly, like I said, I gave this movie another rewatch last year, see if my opinion changes. But honestly, give this movie another rewatch. I still like this movie. I'll see if, so like I said, I gave this movie another rewatch last year, see if see if my opinion changes and I start hating this movie. But honestly, after this movie another rewatch, I still like it. So yeah, my opinion still stays the same. Honestly, and now let's get to my positives. Now, the anime, I will say this, the designs of the characters are still great to this day. The designs are still great. I love the character designs, they are awesome. And I love the story. The story in this movie is great. I really like the story, and the characters are great. Like we have Papa Smurf, Smurfette, and Clumsy. Yeah, they're great characters. And then we have Craigie as well. He's a great character. And then Vanity came in, which honestly, it was nice that Vanity had a lot more to do in this movie than the first movie. Because Vanity wasn't really in the first movie that much, and he didn't really do much in the first movie. But in this movie, he had a lot more screen time, and it did a lot more, which is pretty cool. And then we have Patrick and Grace back. And then we had their son Blue. Honestly, I like their son Blue. Blue, the son of Patrick. Honestly, he's a great character. I actually like that character. Blue's such a nice character. I really like him. And then we have Patrick's stepfather Victor. Yeah, he's a great actor. I like Victor. I mean, he's a great character. I like Victor. I didn't mean to say actor. Yeah, Victor Doyle. Yeah, he's a great he's a great character. I like him, and I do like his actress, Brendan Gleeson. Honestly, he's such a great actor. He played in Paddington 2. He played as Knuckles from Paddington 2. I'm not talking about Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm talking about Knuckles from Paddington 2. Yeah, he played as him. Which, yeah. He also played in the movie Troy as well. Which honestly, I really enjoyed that movie. And he played in the movie 28 Days Later, which that movie's great. I'm so excited for the new movie that's coming out 28 years later. So, yeah. And sadly, he played in Joker for Lady Ox. Oh, God, I hate that movie. Even though I've moved on from that movie, but yeah. Smurfs 2 is definitely way better, because yeah, they're both two movies. Number 2 movies. So anyway, and I do like the other Smurfs as well, even though they didn't have much screen time in this movie, but I mean, they did have a little bit more screen time, but honestly, they're still great characters. I like all the Smurfs. They're great characters. And then we have we have Gargamel and Asriel. Yeah, they're still awesome villains. And then we have two new characters, Vexy and Hackers. I gotta say, they are nice. They are great characters. I really like those characters. I mean, yeah, Vexy, yeah, she was kind of mean at the start. She was very mean in Smurfs too, but then towards the end, she actually had a redemption arc and started to become nicer to everyone, which, yeah. And Hackers, yeah, he was, I wouldn't really call Hackers a villain, but he was like a bit crazy and all. Which honestly, Hackers was such a funny character. Honestly, I wish Vexy and Hackers had more attention, because honestly, like seriously, like after this movie, they were like forgotten. To be honest, I mean, they appeared in that Halloween special that we got years ago, but honestly, they were like forgotten, like literally forgotten. Like seriously, the Vexy and Hackers should deserve some more attention. Like they're not in Smurfs: The Lost Village, but honestly, they deserve more attention. Because honestly, they were great characters. I really like those two characters. And yeah, do I have any negatives with this movie? Well, I might say one. Is that the story, like where they show like a thing where Patrick and Victor had problems. Like Patrick had a problem with his stepfather. Honestly, yeah, I agree with Mario Bros. Movie Final Fantasy 16. I don't get how that has anything to do with the Smurfs plot. Patrick having problems with his stepfather Victor. Yeah, honestly, I don't get how that has. That I don't. Yeah, that really has nothing to do with the Smurfs franchise. But yeah, but they're still great characters. I like them. So yeah, and I really like the scene where they're like flying through France, where Smurf, Vexy, and Hackers were flying through France. Honestly, that's just such a great scene. Kind of reminds me of when I was like on those roller coasters years ago. Yes, guys, I've rode on a roller coaster before. Honestly, I love roller coasters. Roller coasters are awesome. And speaking of that, I love the scene where Gargamel and Smurf and Vexy and Hackers were on a Ferris wheel and they're like spinning and all, like going around town. Honestly, that was actually a great scene. Such a funny scene. Like seriously, it reminds me of like the moving seats in the cinemas where you know how like you're watching movies in 40x and the seats move. Honestly, reminds me of that. Yeah, honestly, the 40x seats. Honestly, they're nostalgic to me. I really like those seats. Which and comment down below if you ever like been in like moving seats before, where you're watching you go to the cinema, you watch a movie, and you're like moving seats. Yeah, imagine that. Like I mean, comment down below if you've ever been in those seats. Me, I definitely have. And my first fanboy would know what I'm talking about because yeah, he's been in like moving seats before when he went to go see It and the Amazing Spider-Man 2, It and Lightyear. Which yeah. So anyway, guys, now I will say. And it also kind of sucks that Brainy and Gutsy didn't have much screen time in this movie. Yeah, Brainy and Gutsy, yeah, they had loads of screen time in the first movie, but sadly they were not in this movie that much, which kind of disappointed me because yeah, they were my favorite characters in the Smurfs franchise. But yeah, I mean it's nice that Vanity has more screen time in this movie than the first movie, but I kind of wish Brainy went with him. Which yeah, oh well though, it's fine. And yeah. And yeah, I don't do admit the scene where Smurfette was like, where Gargamel says to Smurfette, "Who's daddy little girl?" And she starts laughing, going, "Ah ha ha," and Papa goes, "No." Honestly, that scene was just so sad. It's one of the most saddest scenes ever. Like seriously, like yeah. I mean, yeah, I get that's a point in the movie, but honestly, it's still a sad scene. Which yeah. Now, so yeah, what can I say? And Smurfs 2, overall, I give Smurfs 2 surprisingly a 10 out of 10. It's an amazing, great masterpiece. I love this movie very much. It's really nostalgic to me. If you guys hate this movie, I can totally handle your opinions, but me, I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy it very much, in my opinion. Which, yeah. So, yeah, thank you all for watching this review, and goodbye.